Well, they're climbing at walking pace, well, let's say running pace at the moment, as these boys are now getting to grips with the mountain. Long straights, but as we get high, they twist and turn. These are the basement levels of the Col de Galibier. It's quite exposed on the summit. We should get to the snow line. It's unbelievable to think they can do this day in, day out.
And they've got to do the same again tomorrow through the roads of the Alps. And tomorrow, although it's regarded as an alpine stage, we don't climb up to the heights that we climb up to today. But I think tomorrow is very much a leg-breaking day. It's very similar to the day when a couple of years ago, the man at the back there, Alexander Vinokourov, took off on the road to Gap, and it caused basically the end of Yoshiba Bolocki in that year's Tour de France. And Yoshiba Bolocki, sadly, has been dropped by this group here this afternoon.
Yeah.
Pereiro has cracked. Now, this is amazing because on the Col de Telegraph, he's the man who was setting the tempo. He had to sit up and wait for Santiago Botero to come back. Botero has now got his rhythm going, and he's left Pereiro behind.
This is Santiago Botero. He is in no man's land and driving now. And where is Vinokourov?
I don't think he's going to falter. Jan Ullrich looks an awful lot better this afternoon. There he is, moving up through the middle. The dark red, black and white jersey of CSC, that's Ivan Basso. Eddie Mazzolini in the purple and pink jersey there is riding fairly well. He seems to be on a bit of a renaissance too. At the back there is Alejandro Valverde, but this group is being reduced in numbers all of the time. And Armstrong still, Phil, has 4 very strong teammates alongside him.
And look at the Danish flags being waved now on the left of the road. There with the Belgian on the right for Michael Rasmussen. The capture of Oscar Pereiro. He's back in the field. That leaves just 2 riders up front. They won't even look at him now. They'll keep the tempo going through on the inside. Team Discovery Channel are getting themselves into the thick of the fray.
Well, he's 2 minutes and 53 seconds still ahead of Lance Armstrong's group. So over the summit of this climb, this should seriously be enough to hold on to the victory of the stage. But more importantly to him, how much of that time can he conserve down towards the finish?
The big Swedish flag there, well, that's for Magnus Backstedt. He's going to be another half hour, maybe 45 minutes to come up yet. He's in the autobus with all the sprinters today. He'll be fighting elimination. Let's hope he makes it. I'm sure he will, because he's having a great tour. But look at this now. This is going to drag Botero up, but gone is Alexander Vinokourov.
And this man who started off his life in a French team, Team Casino, a little shake of the hands there. He knows he's got himself to the summit, but I wonder if he knows just how close behind him Santiago Botero is.
He might, but he's over the top, first place, and he wins the Henri Legrand Special Prize of the year for the highest spot of the Tour de France. Sitting here at the back of the race is number 23, which is Bobby Julich, and he again confirms that this is one American with some good form this year, riding alongside his team captain Ivan Basso. He's staying in a top flight position in the Tour de France. Cadel Evans is also down there, riding very, very well now. Looking into this group, Leonardo Pipoli is the boy in yellow. He again is sending a big surprise for his team. This man, the Dane, and there's all the Danish countrymen, they've all pulled on the polka dot jerseys. He gained a couple of days before the rest day. He comes up to the summit, he'll go over in 3rd place, but more importantly, this man could be the next leader of the Tour de France.
Well, let's see what the clock stops at there. It's 2:24 for this man who has a 38-second deficit on Lance Armstrong. And Christophe Moreau, despite the fact that Rasmussen has gone, is going out to try and get himself a few more points. But I think we're going to be in for a fairly hairy chase on the descent of this mountain, because as we cross the line there, it's 2:42. So he's pulled back a good 20 seconds on Lance Armstrong.
We are over the top of the Col de Galibier. Alexander Vinokourov has gone down about 2.5 minutes ahead of anybody. Botero is chasing him. Rasmussen has gone over 18 seconds ahead of Lance Armstrong. That means he's only 20 seconds off his yellow jersey. Although I think he will wait for the chase. We'll see.
Well, tactically, that would be the best move to make, because there is still a very long way to go. There is Andreas Kloden coming across the line there with Michael Rogers. That's 3 minutes and 18 seconds since the leader, Alexander Vinokourov, crossed.
As we look at the riders taking no risks on the descent here right now, Armstrong doesn't want to take any chances, and in fact, that is Michael Rasmussen. He's come back together. I thought he'd freewheeled over the top. His intention was the points, and he didn't want to waste energy trying to make 40 kilometers to the finish.
Oh, this is a bit of a problem here. Now, this is one of the transponders that all the riders are forced to wear by the organization, and that transponder there is looking rather loose. Now, if that transponder was to flick up, it would go right into the wheel, the back wheel of Alexander Vinokourov. Now, he dare not stop here to change his bike, because if he does, then there's no way that he'll catch back up to Santiago Botero. This is a massive risk he's going to have to take, and just hope that that doesn't come out, because he does not deserve to lose the stage like this. Oof. I'm not sure. Well done. Well done, that man.
There's a tense moment. He's easing him slightly to the centre. They're now bringing up the speed to the line. Vinokourov is about to make his move, and Botero, I think, is ready for him. This is going to be an amazing finish. We're almost on the finishing line here, as now the puffing and blowing of Alexander Vinokourov, and I don't know if Botero has got it. No, he hasn't. Vinokourov is coming clear, and he's going to get a well-deserved victory here. The man of the day, the man of the tour today, and he is the winner on the line. Well done, Alexander Vinokourov.
What a superb move there by Alexander Vinokourov, but a very tactical move too. And I'll tell you one thing, they lost a little bit of time over that last 500 meters, but Vinokourov gets himself the 20-second time bonus. But I think he was really only worried about the sprint at the end of the day. And look at this, Armstrong's troops are still leading them up to the finishing line. On the front, 4 riders from Team Discovery Channel. Armstrong is very much there in 4th place. You can just see Acevedo swinging off there. Paolo Salvadelli now taking it up. George Hincapie right up there as well. Everybody very happy, I think, Phil, to be in this group here this afternoon. It's not going to be a fast sprint, this, but I would suspect that Alejandro Valverde shouldn't be too very far away from it. Hincapie takes up the pacemaking. Armstrong is looking very attentive there.
Well, as Hincapie is still trying to finish this off for Lance Armstrong, there's still a 3rd place bonus at stake, which would a little bit nullify the win bonus of Vinokourov. Even Rasmussen's trying to get in now. The white jersey of Alessandro Valverde is in a bad place. He's tucked off to the right of our picture. Hincapie coming now as they go through now. Is Valverde going to get himself out? He's chosen Jan Ullrich's wheel to burst forth. This is going to be a finish for Lance Armstrong. As he comes up to the line, he sits up and he lets Christophe Moreau take the 3rd. I think it's Basso or Bobby Julich. Basso, I think, gets 4th.
Bon, je l'ai dit je suis 6 minutes derrière. Je dis bon, je vais tenter quelque chose. Peut-être je vais reprendre le temps. Et ils sont bien partis, mais quand même ils ont fait le bon rythme derrière et je ne voulais pas laisser trop de temps, mais ça va. Je leur ai montré que nous sommes toujours là et toujours ça donne le moral pour l'équipe.
Our objective today was to stay together. He's not at 6.5 minutes on the general classification. He's no longer on our list of priorities, at least for now. So to go on the first climb, we just said, look, as long as we can keep 7, 8, 9 guys here, and at the end, if we have 5, 6 guys, then we'll be fine. So, you know, like as I said, if the mission was, or if the goal was to win a stage, mission accomplished. If the goal was to blow up the Discovery team, mission not accomplished.
I certainly felt better than yesterday, but it was a bit steeper and not quite as hard, so it was a bit easier to be up there in front, and I rode a little bit more conservative, which is more my personal way of riding the race, so it worked out well.
Alexander Vinokourov collects his 2nd career victory in the Tour de France, but certainly has higher ambitions. Santiago Botero was satisfied with runner-up today despite losing the sprint home. Christophe Moreau led home Armstrong's group, which included Bobby Julich and Cadel Evans, the Australian grabbing 7th place for the 2nd day in a row. And good news for Michael Rogers, also in that lead group, finishing 14th today. Michael Rasmussen has increased his lead at the top of the King of the Mountain classification, but the race for 2nd between Christophe Moreau and Santiago Botero is very tight indeed. No real change at the top of the general classification. Just 38 seconds separates Lance Armstrong and Michael Rasmussen. Christophe Moreau replaces Ivan Basso. Santiago Botero is the big mover today, slotting into 6th place, which means everybody below the Colombian drops a spot, including Jan Ullrich and Cadel Evans. Well, what a great day today. Stage 12 means that we remain in the French Alps. You can see it live tonight on SBS. Our coverage starts at 10 p.m. Make sure you check your local guide. Also, check out the Tour de France website, sbs.com.au/TDF. And, of course, our highlights program returns tomorrow. A wonderful day for Alexander Vinokourov. He's a fighter, This is Mike Tomalaris. We'll see you tomorrow.